Hi, I'm Omar, and today I'm going to be talking about prototyping using artificial intelligence. But before we begin, let me give you a bit of background on who I am. I'm a high school senior in Houston, Texas, and I'm really interested in the sciences and entrepreneurship. I have a lot of experience in computer science, both academically and competitively, and I focused a lot on artificial intelligence and machine learning. I participated in the 2018-2019 Conrad Challenge, and my team and I won the Transforming Education Through Technology category with our product VoxLion. VoxLion is an app that uses various neural network architectures to analyze user presentations and give targeted feedback about the style of the presentation and factors like intonation, body language, and volume. This app relied pretty heavily on artificial intelligence, and today I'm hoping to share some tips with you on how to use artificial intelligence in your Conrad projects. So let's start with what artificial intelligence is. Artificial intelligence, commonly called AI, can be generally defined as the use of computers to replicate the pattern recognition ability, the thought processes, and the decision-making capabilities of humans. It's existed for some time now, but it has experienced a resurgence in popularity recently due to improvements in hardware capabilities, and it's gaining traction quickly in the tech industry, as well as in industries such as oil and gas, healthcare, education, and many others, usually leading to very positive results and significant improvements. Now the question arises, when might AI be a good idea? Well, AI can be used for automating mental labor-intensive tasks, detecting difficult to find patterns, and processing large amounts of data. And in certain circumstances, AI can even outperform humans at some tasks. AI works best when it is given a lot of data, since training AI can take huge quantities of data. You should also have access to various metrics to track performance and enhance the analysis. And it should also be in a relatively predictable environment. What input should generally have the same output, or else the AI won't be able to find the patterns. For example, recently it was announced that there was an AI capable of diagnosing certain forms of cancer more quickly than humans. One of the reasons this task could be tackled was because the AI was used with a large quantity of data because of the amount of studies performed. It allowed it to find the underlying patterns in all the data. This leads to one of the biggest issues of training an AI, gathering data. Finding sources of data can be tricky, but as society transitions to an Internet of Things where devices like your fridge or coffee machine are communicating with all sorts of other devices, more and more data is being gathered off of everything. What this means is it is now easier than ever to find sources of data to use. Most likely, the data you need is out there. There is one caveat though. In very predictable environments, you may not need as much data. For example, if you were trying to make a very simple network that just replicated a binary AND gate, you wouldn't really need very much data to train it on. You would just need 4 examples to train the network on, really, 1 for each possible input. So now you need to figure out how to actually make it and what type to make. The simplest types of AIs are knowledge-based systems. These are similar to a large chain of if-else statements used to make decisions. They have no capacity for memory or learning, and their behavior is entirely pre-programmed. Examples of these would be expert systems like Siri, where you type in or say the issues or symptoms and the prompt and the AI determines the correct response, trying to emulate a human. This is the most basic type, and if you want to model one of these, you could always just use an if-else statement. For the purposes of a proof of concept, this generally suffices. Now, if you want to build an AI that learns, you'll need familiarity with neural networks or whatever structure you choose to use. A neural network is essentially a network of interconnected neurons. The amount of a neuron fired depends on how much the neurons before it fired. And through a series of weighted sums being put through a function, it determines the amount that neuron should fire. A series of these interconnected in a certain way can exhibit artificial intelligence. To make one of these, you will need a larger amount of data. You can use platforms like TensorFlow or Neuralink to help you get started making these. For the purposes of prototyping, you won't need to train for all desired functionality, just a few desirable or flashy features. This can save a lot of time and effort on your part. But there are some cases where you don't even need a fully functional AI. You could always create a static mockup which just serves as a visual representation of how the application or the AI would function, or you could hard-code behavior to demonstrate some intended functionality. Both of these are perfectly viable options depending on your purposes. So that's a pretty quick overview of AI and how to use it in prototyping. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.